It's not the writing part that's hard. What's hard is sitting down to write. What keeps us from sitting down is resistance. Stephen Pressfield talks about this in his book, The War of Art. Highly recommend it. And we'll talk about this here in a little bit after a short introduction from me and my dog.
Be the big three.
What's going on, everybody? It's Adam. Welcoming you back to the weekly training recap. Just coming off another solid week of training. Got all 4 days in, my 2 upper days, my 2 lower days. That makes it 2 weeks in a row now where I haven't missed a strength session. Pretty happy about that, being a lot more consistent. And you could say I'm overcoming a little resistance right now. Which brings me back to the Stephen Pressfield quote in the beginning of the video where he's talking about writing. He's talking about, and I'm paraphrasing, but he says the hard part isn't writing. The hard part is actually sitting down to write. And what keeps you from sitting down to write is called resistance. Now he's talking about writing, but it could mean anything you're trying to do. A career venture, and I'll talk about it in my terms of lifting weights. The hard part isn't me coming in here, unracking that squat bar and lifting the actual weights. The hard part is getting my ass in here and actually doing it. The hard part is, driving to the gym and actually getting in there and taking that step to actually do it. The hard part is that ignoring that voice in your head that's giving you every excuse not to do it. Work was hard. I'm under a lot of stress. My wife and kids are bothering me. There's just so many good memes on Facebook. I just can't put my phone down. I think I got the Rona. You're going to tell yourself everything you can not to do it. So about a month and a half ago, a couple of friends of mine and I decided to set off on a little journey, a little project, where we each picked something we were kind of passionate about, and we wanted to see if we could go ahead and follow through with it. A buddy of mine is, he has a problem with follow through. So for him, he's always starting and stopping projects, things he wants to do, he wants to try, but he just never follows through on it. So for him, he's taken these little 30-day challenges, whether it's learning a new skill, learning a language, it might be like playing guitar for 30 days and see how far he can go with it, see how good he can get with it. But the point of his is basically, can he do something disciplined enough, overcome that resistance for 30 days and actually follow through with something for a month. My other buddy, he's a huge movie buff, loves movies, and he's always wanted to write his own screenplay. So that's what he's doing right now. He's taking some time. He's writing out an actual movie with dialogue and characters, and he's seeing if he can follow through on that. We meet every Wednesday just to keep each other accountable and see what our progress is. It's been really good. It's been really good, kind of a bonding experience for us. We've really enjoyed it. And for me, obviously, fitness and nutrition is a big part of what I like to do. And I wanted to document my lifting. I love to cook. So I wanted to show people, hey, you can actually get fit, you can get healthy. It's not that hard. I'm 45 years old. So I just want to show the world that even, at my age with, being a father, working full time, I'm part of a nonprofit, you can still pursue what you're passionate about and actually follow through and doing it. So we'll expound more on that maybe in some upcoming videos. But right now, let's get to the lifting. All right, here we go. Monday, International Chest Day, and I am low bar back squatting. So just a quick tip for you guys in the gym. Everybody benches on Monday, so if you squat on Monday and bench on Tuesday, you normally won't have a hard time finding a bench on that day. Weight was moving okay on this day on these back squats. And here we go now with some deadlifts. And so I lifted yesterday. And the way the weight moved yesterday compared to what I'm watching right now is a big difference. I think I'm just getting a lot more consistent, and the weight's moving a lot better this week than it was last week. But we are in the future right now as I'm filming this, so this was last week, obviously. Doing some more single leg work here. I like to do some unilateral work just to work on some imbalances, changing up the accessory lift, so some front rack barbell lunges, which I have not done these in a while. I kind of like these. Get a little bit of core work also, having to stabilize that weight there up on my shoulders. This right here, my coach Patrick up in Minneapolis sent this to me, these banded squats, and so this was a pretty heavy band, and honestly I really didn't feel much on those, but I have some improvements to make. Moving on to Wednesday, now we have some actual bench press going on right here. Weight's moving okay. Feel like I was watching the movie The Departed in the soundtrack. Got Jason here with me in the garage on this day, fully tactical in the Army combat pants and the boots. That grip's still pretty close for Jason there, but that's where he's comfortable at. That's what he likes, so that's what he does. Sticking with these overhead press, that military press, doing like 3x6 on these. Weight not too bad. I think we're like 105 right there. Just trying to stay pretty conservative for me, just because of the issues I had with my pec and my shoulder. Jason moving these pretty good. This is you can probably go a little bit heavier, but you know, like I said before, he's still kind of getting back into a consistent gym routine. Sticking with these pull-ups, I have a plan to try to get more of these worked in during the week. I think either on my rest day on Wednesday or my rest days on Saturday. I might just throughout the day try to get some pull-ups in, spread out through the day just to get some extra work in. Jason right here getting it done right now. He's got a little extra weight with those boots on. Probably adds an extra 5 pounds for him, but he's getting through those pretty easy. And then really happy that we incorporated these hang cleans. My buddy Bart actually kind of reminded me about these. Did them a lot when I was heavy into CrossFit, but kind of got away from them. And I think we're going to add these on our first upper day of the week. I really like it. Kind of an explosive movement. You get a little bit of back work, some shoulders. So we'll keep those in there. Moving on to Thursday, really tough day to get motivated. You can tell how dark it is in the garage. It was cloudy and raining all day that day. And then you're working from home, and all I want to do was stay on the couch and sleep. So I got in there and got it done on those front squats. You can see the garage is closed right now. It's just kind of gloomy in there, but snatch grip deadlifts moving okay right there. 3x4 at 245, I think that was. So not too bad. We'll stick with those. That might change here in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. And then unilateral work, some single leg work that I like to do on my lower body days. Doing some front foot elevated split squats with the dumbbell in hand. Moving on to Friday, the last training day of the week, Red Friday. Got the red shirt on. Remember everyone deployed. Working through some close grip bench here. I was by myself. No Jason on this day. His schedule just did not permit it. And then some Pendlay rows. So you can see on the first upper day, I'm doing some pull-ups and then more of a horizontal pull on this day with the Pendlay rows. Those have been moving pretty good. And then just for some accessories, I wanted to add in some body weight stuff on the bench dips, which I haven't done in a long time. You can see my form is not the greatest there, but I'll work on that. And then getting in some close grip push-ups in, just to get a little extra work in on the chest. And the training week ended with some band pull-aparts. Overall, pretty happy with this week. 2 weeks in a row where I lifted 4 days straight. So we'll just keep moving. Thanks for tuning into the video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. I'll see you next week.
I just work a 9 to 5, building up these stacks. I'll be working on the block, building up these racks. I'll be working